Hi there, welcome to Purrfect Beginnings, the stories of cats and kittens and all the wonderful ways that they get their happily ever afters. I am the host, and today's story is about a kitten who really wanted to be a farm cat. Our story begins in a small town in China. A little girl had been asking her parents for a pet cat for quite some time. She was willing to do anything to convince them. Every day she would come home from school with a different plan for how she would take care of the cat. The parents were very strict and wouldn't budge. They said they just didn't want a pet. One day, while walking home from school, the little girl saw a tiny kitten who had gotten its tail caught in some bushes. She carefully freed the kitten and then took it home without telling her parents. She hid the kitten under her bed, bringing it food and water each day. She named the kitten Mimi, and she loved her very much. The little girl took such good care of Mimi, and she grew up to be a beautiful cat. But the little girl still had to hide her from her parents. Then one day, when the little girl was 18 years old, her parents finally agreed to let her have Mimi as a pet. However, they told her that Mimi needed to live outside. Although this wasn't ideal, the young woman was very happy to finally have her beloved cat living with her, even if it was outside. Now that Mimi was an official part of the family, the young woman decided to find Mimi a husband so she could have some kittens of her own. She found a handsome tabby cat, and soon Mimi was expecting. Not long after, she gave birth to 4 healthy kittens, 3 boys and 1 girl. As the kittens began to grow up, they would often meow and look out the window at the other animals in the big yard. They would watch the dogs running around and the chickens pecking for food, but what they really wanted to do was to go out and play. The kittens would jump and run and climb until it was time to curl up and sleep next to their mother. Every night before going to bed, the young woman would come out and feed the cats. She would give them yummy food and water and scratch their ears. She loved her cats so much and was very proud of how well they were doing. One day, the young woman was feeding the cats when she noticed that one of the female kittens had recently given birth to 4 kittens of her own. She was so happy to see her cats starting their own families. She knew that they were well taken care of and that they would be able to live happy, healthy lives on the farm. The young woman continued to visit the cats every day, feeding them and making sure they were healthy. She watched with pride as her cats grew up and started their own families. She knew that she had done the right thing by letting them live on the farm where they could roam free and be happy. The young woman's cats quickly became a part of the farm family. They helped control the rodent population and were always ready for a good cuddle. The dogs and cats got along famously, and the chickens enjoyed watching the cats play. The whole barnyard was a happy place thanks to the wonderful cats. From the time she was a little girl, the young woman had dreamed of having a cat. When she finally got her wish, she never imagined that her life would be changed so much by the love of a cat. Mimi and her descendants brought so much joy to the farm and to the young woman's heart. All of the cats in this story are so lucky to have found such a loving home. The young woman's kindness and compassion will never be forgotten by her cats or by us. And that's the end of our story. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe so you can catch all of our Purrfect Beginnings. Thanks for watching.